Do you agree? Bird migration is one of the fascinating mysteries of nature. Hi, I am Afsal Koroth, and today I will talk about migration in birds. I always wondered why the birds are migrating for so many kilometers every year. They have to spend a lot of energy for this purpose. Still, we don't have answer for most of these questions. We know only a few things about bird migration. We know that birds are migrating for two reasons. One is for the feeding material and another is for breeding or nesting. In some areas of the earth, the winter season is very cold and birds cannot find food during a few months. So before the advent of winter, they go to favorable environment like tropical region. And they move back to the cold areas once the winter time is over. And for nesting, birds need nesting materials. They need a lot of food material for the chicks. And for all these purpose, they select a region on the earth which is more favorable. Birds are of four categories. One is permanent resident. These birds don't migrate. They always stay in one area throughout their life. There are short distance migrants, like birds migrating from top of a mountain to the valley just before the advent of winter, and they move back to the hilltop once the winter is over. And there are medium distant migrants, like birds migrating from one state to another or within a country. They migrate always. You might have seen many birds coming to our state Kerala just before winter, and after the winter they move back. These birds are coming mostly from North India or from Himalayan areas where the winter is more harsh. And the fourth category is the long distance migrants, like birds migrating from one country to another or from one continent to another. They are born to migrate or born to fly. They fly many kilometers every year, like Arctic tern. This is the bird which travels longest duration during the migration. Every year it travels from North Pole to South and again move back to North Pole. From pole to pole it migrates. And have you wondered why the birds are moving or in V shape or in U pattern? If you have seen the birds migrating, they always move either of these patterns. And it is found that the bird which is having most experience, which is mostly experienced, lead this V shape, and birds take turn to lead the group. It is found that each bird has to spend least energy if they are traveling in this pattern, because as a whole they can move fast. Aerodynamically it is having least resistance, and it's always a mystery how they are finding their route. It is found that there are 8 pathways on earth. Pathways means every year these birds take the same route. Each species has got its own preferred route, and they all find their route. It is assumed that they are finding their route based on the geographical structures like mountains or lakes or rivers or sea. And these birds find the food materials along this way, and a loss of habitat, destruction of this habitat will lead to the lack of energy for these birds, and they cannot complete the migration. And the birds find their way based on the location of the stars, sun, and other geographic structures like moon and other planets. We have many high-rise buildings now which are completely lit at night, and these birds get confused between the stars and other geographical structures and these high-rise buildings, and this also affect their migration. And the magnetic field of the earth is also, it is assumed that it is also guiding the birds towards its destination. Now we have many mobile towers which are very high, so they emit a lot of radiation, and these also can affect the bird migration. All these are assumptions regarding bird migration. Still we don't know what is actually guiding these birds towards its destination and what prompts these birds to migrate. Hope our science can answer for most of these questions. That's all. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you.